How can a world filled with so much pain possibly align with the idea of a loving, all-powerful God? This ancient dilemma, posed by thinkers like Epicurus, strikes at the very heart of faith and philosophy. If a deity is truly all-knowing, all-good, and all-powerful, then why does profound suffering, like a child born into disease or poverty, persist without divine intervention? This is the intellectual core of the problem of evil, and it's a challenge that has evolved over centuries. First, we must separate the philosophical puzzle from the personal, emotional agony it represents. They are distinct battles. On the logical front, the claim is that God and suffering cannot coexist. But is that truly an irrefutable contradiction? The statements aren't explicitly incompatible. To prove a logical flaw, one would have to uncover hidden assumptions that force a contradiction into the open, a task that, historically, has never been successfully accomplished. In fact, compatibility is demonstrable by introducing one possible idea, that God could have morally sufficient reasons for allowing the evil we witness. If that idea is even remotely possible, then the logical argument dissolves. The burden would then shift to proving it's impossible for such reasons to exist, a monumental, arguably impossible, task. So, the debate often moves from logic to likelihood. The argument then becomes, given the sheer scale of suffering, it's improbable that a benevolent God exists. But this is a probability judgment of cosmic scale. How can we, with our limited, human perspective, confidently assert what an infinite God would or wouldn't permit to achieve his ultimate purposes? Perhaps those purposes involve the free will necessary for genuine love, or the soul-making journey of countless individuals toward redemption and an eternal good. We simply cannot know that a world with less suffering would achieve a greater, divine objective. Such speculation ventures far beyond our capacity to judge. However, this philosophical reasoning, while robust, often feels hollow to a heart in anguish. For many, the problem isn't intellectual, it's deeply emotional. It's the raw, personal rebellion against a universe that allows such agony. This is where a specific theological narrative offers a distinct answer. It proposes that God is not a distant observer but a participant in the very suffering of his creation. In the Christian story, God enters history through Jesus Christ and endures the profound depths of human pain and injustice on the cross. The cross is where God entered the story of our suffering. He willingly bore a weight of anguish and sin that we can scarcely imagine. This changes the perspective entirely. It suggests that the answer to, "Why doesn't God stop this?" is found in a God who chose to join us within it, offering not just an explanation, but solidarity and ultimate redemption. Think of it this way: if God were to eliminate all evil at this very moment, what would remain of us? We often ask for intervention from a place that assumes we are separate from the problem. But we are participants in a complex, morally entangled world. Our view is also incredibly narrow. We see only a fragment of the whole tapestry, a single scene in an epic story whose finale we haven't witnessed. Consider the analogy of pregnancy. Viewed in isolation, the process is difficult, painful, and even traumatic. But that temporary struggle is not the end, it's a necessary passage to bring forth new life. The pain is framed by its purpose. Similarly, our earthly experience, with all its temporal suffering, might be a kind of gestation for an eternal reality. The eternal weight of glory that follows could make this temporary pain meaningful in a way we can't currently measure. The core idea is that God, in granting the genuine free will required for authentic love, accepted the risk of the evil that would follow. The collateral damage of that free choice is immense, but the proposed solution is equally profound. God himself, through the cross, absorbs the evil and offers a path to eternal restoration. Evil's existence doesn't disprove God, it deepens the mystery. So, what's the final perspective? It's one of paradoxical hope. This light and momentary affliction, as ancient texts describe it, is preparing something of eternal significance. Our task is not to have all the answers, but to find the courage to endure, aided by the belief that we are not alone in our pain and that our story does not end with it. If this exploration of one of life's toughest questions gave you a new perspective, please show your support. Hit the like button, it helps others find this conversation. And for more deep dives into philosophy and meaning, make sure you're subscribed to Winds